There's a common denominator that all safe places have. Shootings and beatings don't dominate the local news. You don't have to worry about your car getting broken into. And likely, you don't have to worry about dropping your kids off at school either. The safest places are the type of places you want to raise your kids, and the types of places you want to retire too. The places we're going to talk about all share those qualities. In terms of safety, America isn't even in the top 10 in the latest world rankings. In fact, Irvine, California is the only one listed in the world's top 50 safest city rankings. That's probably because Americans like to punk each other all the damn time, usually over some stupid BS. Well, if you live in one of the cities we're going to talk about, you don't have to worry about any of that mess. To analyze the safest cities in America to live, so we looked at the last 8 years of available FBI reporting data, then we looked at the statistical chances of someone who lives there being the victim of a violent or property crime. That means the cities on this list are the places where you're least likely to get capped, beat up, or have a phone stolen during grandma's 90th birthday party at Olive Garden. So feel free to walk around safely tonight if you live in one of America's safest cities. Coming in at number 10, League City, Texas. League City, Texas? Where the hell's that? It's actually a pretty quiet place, considered a Houston suburb. It's located about halfway between Houston and Galveston. Now, Houston ranks as the 8th most dangerous city in Texas, and Galveston's about average, but they're doing something right smack dab in the middle in League City. It's booming population-wise, but still a relatively quiet place. Now, League City might not be very exciting, but it certainly isn't dangerous. It has really low numbers when it comes to both violent and property crimes. There were only 97 total violent crimes here in all of last year. That's about 1 every 4 days. Sadly, for a city of 85,000 people, that's good in America. Now, we searched really hard for like 20 seconds, and this was really the only crime story we could find coming out of League City in the last few weeks. Besides random Uber knife pullings, there's a good chance you won't have to worry about somebody committing a crime here, and odds are if somebody does, everyone will know who done it.
It's Mr. Willett, the city engineer.
Coming in at number 9, Frisco, Texas. Welcome to Frisco, Texas. Now, if you talk to Frisco residents, they'll probably tell you they should be atop this list. If you walked around here, there's no way you'd see neighborhood bullies running around. And there's practically no chance you'd get robbed by this idiot walking around at night. Jerks like that live in the crappy places in Texas, like Houston. You only have a 1 in 1,000 chance of being the victim of a terrible crime here. That's low. Frisco's a posh Dallas-Fort Worth suburb. Like League City, it's growing really fast. In fact, it's just about the fastest growing city in America. And somehow, despite the fact people are flocking here in droves, everyone's managed to remain civilized. Imagine that, here in America. Average home prices here are about $500,000. Likely the criminals and creeps can't afford to live here, so they stay away. Former Miss USA Courtney Gibbs is from Frisco. She doesn't look like she's had a rough life. Number 8, Thousand Oaks, California. Thousand Oaks certainly has a reason to feel safe. We could make 1,000 jokes about how safe Thousand Oaks is, but I will say, for perspective, in nearby Los Angeles, you'd have about a 1 in 131 chance of being the victim of a bad crime. Here in Thousand Oaks, your chances would be far less, closer to 1 in 750. Plus, if you lived in LA, you'd probably have these guys for your neighbors. Who wants to deal with that crap? Crime has been steadily falling in Thousand Oaks for the past few years too, which puts it towards the bottom when it comes to number of crimes that take place here. This is certainly the type of place where you can sleep well at night. However, we have to talk about what happened here in 2018 when a man went into the Borderline Bar and Grill and wiped out 12 patrons. That was in Thousand Oaks. If it wasn't for that, Thousand Oaks would be in our top 3 on this list. It was considered a truly random crime. And now, number 7, Murrieta, California. Just a couple hours drive from Thousand Oaks is the ostentatious community of Murrieta, California. Murrieta undoubtedly has a very bored police department. If you spent a year in Murrieta, you'd have about a 1 in 250 chance you'd be the victim of even a basic property crime. In fact, most years, there's only a handful of violent crimes reported within city limits. Murrieta calls itself the future of California. That's quite a stretch. I grew up near here, but I will say if driving 2 hours to work each way each day is the future of living in California, then maybe their motto is spot on. But Murrieta is the type of place that if you need a ride to work one day, somebody will give you a lift. Heck, if your dog shows up missing, it's probably just at the neighbor's house. Next time you see a Murrieta police officer, thank them. Number 6, Gilbert, Arizona. Welcome to Gilbert, Arizona, the 6th safest place you can live in America. Sure, there are far fewer people jam-packed in Gilbert than in nearby Phoenix, so you might expect more of this than this. But look at New Mexico. There's hardly anyone in that state, and it's the most dangerous place in the whole country. In Gilbert, you have about a 1 in 1,200 chance of being the victim of a major crime. That's the 4th lowest number in the US. This smallish city has also seen its crime numbers go down over the last few years, which is a good thing. There's hardly any thefts, robberies, break-ins, or other random crimes lately. The only thing you'd have to worry about is somebody breaking down your door to move in with you. Gilbert's population is exploding. Back in 1980, Gilbert had 5,000 people. Now, 255,000. What the? And now, our starting 5. First up, Allen, Texas. Welcome to Allen, Texas, the 5th safest city in America. So peaceful. Allen is another Dallas suburb. It's basically right next door to Frisco. Here, you have a 1 in 1,200 chance of being the victim of some sort of crime. There's only been 5 people wiped out here since 2002. This is kind of weird though. Saw this online. Loser. In Allen, neighbors support their local sports teams. People pitch in to help one another. And you can bet that residents in Allen are proud of their accomplishments. You and I have to worry about all sorts of stuff people in Allen don't. Like, having our car stolen when we're at the club, or getting beat up because we talked to the wrong girl. Seems like Allen is just the opposite of that lifestyle. If you live there, consider yourself lucky. Number 4, Port St. Lucie. Jesus, these people are fired up. Is it a surprise that Port St. Lucie, Florida is one of the safest places you can live in America? Probably not. Sure, this can be a really boring place at times, but talk to the people who live there. When it's quiet, it's safe. When you turn on the TV here, the leading story is about a cat that's stuck up in a tree. In 2017, PSL, as the cool kids call it, saw the lowest number of crimes for large Florida cities for the 8th consecutive year. Florida's a real madhouse, but PSL is a place where you can escape all that drama. Apparently, the only real thing they have to worry about here is shoplifting? Must be nice. This Atlantic Ocean coastal community is home to baseball spring training and golf. What's really interesting though, is this is the only city in our list that isn't a snobby, wealthy suburb. In fact, the people in Port St. Lucie are kinda on the broker side. Interesting. And now, number 3, Naperville, Illinois. Welcome to Naperville, one hell of a safe and quiet place. The number of violent and property crimes is just about as low as you can get for a city this big, where you have about a 1 in 1,300 chance of being the victim of a major crime. Naperville's a Chicago suburb, but this ain't nothing like Chicago. No. In Chicago, 1,400 people got shot last year. In Naperville, there were only 700 car break-ins last year. You can bet that if a missing dog, a little old lady, or even Kathy Griffin needed help in Naperville, somebody would lend a helping hand, no matter what. That's the kind of place this is. And now, number 2, Irvine, California. If you want to see a real safe and sound place, head on over to Irvine, California. Statistically, there's hardly any incidents of crime happening in this little nook of the state. Good for them. It's likely a group effort keeping this place so safe. Irvine actually ranks as the 10th safest city in the world in a study done by the Daily Mail. This goes to show that just because people are packed on top of one another, it doesn't mean they have to act uncivilized. In Irvine, you'd have a 1 in 1,400 chance of being the victim of a really bad crime, and a 1 in 87 chance of being the victim of a property crime. That's crazy low. It's probably the high home prices keeping bozos like this out of the place. Irvine's in Orange County, but it's nothing like nearby Anaheim, where you definitely have to watch your back when out for a stroll. And if you live in Irvine, when you come home from work, it's likely the pets aren't trying to kill themselves either. And now, number 1, Cary, North Carolina! Cary, North Carolina? Holy crap, that's like 2 miles from my house. Now, since I live so close, I figured I might as well investigate and see what's going on and why Cary's so safe. So I hit the road to do some of my own sleuthing. Cary's quite a gem, and so safe. You have only a 1 in 1,500 chance of being the victim of a major crime when you live here. There's been 8 murders here since 2002, which is very low for a city that's nearly 200,000 in population. You have only a 1 in 93 chance of being robbed here. For comparison, in Memphis, Tennessee, America's most dangerous city, you have about a 1 in 30 chance of being robbed every year. That's 3 times higher. Can you tell me why Cary is so safe?
I think one of the things is our community partnerships. We have a great relationship with our community. Our community is very interested in their public safety and quality of life, and they're very engaged in all aspects. But I think it's just a matter of, like I said, the engagement of the community with the police department and with the government in general that has helped.
Drive through Cary, it seems safe enough. The supermarket looks safe. The laundromat feels safe. So does the pottery place. The African and Caribbean market? Safe. Walmart looks safe. Even the parking shop looks safe. The mall is empty.
Hey!
People in Cary must be Prime members or something. Taco Bell looks safe from the outside, but who knows how unsafe the quesaritos really are. Okay, pal, I'm moving. Just filming for my YouTube channel. Statistically, the number of crimes that happen in this Raleigh suburb is off the charts low. Like, nothing ever happens here but peace and quiet low. Is it boring? Perhaps. But can you leave your door unlocked at night? You betcha. If you live in Cary, North Carolina, you've certainly got it made. And if you live in any of the other cities we talked about, pat yourself on the back. You've worked really hard to make your community a safe place. And you're certainly reaping the rewards. Hey guys, if you learned something new or you just like this video, make sure to like it. And if you really like this video, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you get all of our videos about what it's like to live in different places in America. Peace.